Today we have another how to deck build video, and I want something in between. Nothing meta, nothing rogue, just an easy deck to build, and let's get right into it. So we have Metaphys. This is going to be interesting because one of my friends has been wondering when we're going to be rolling Metaphys, and my Discord just restarted, so let's get right into it. So Metaphys is an interesting deck. Metaphys. They are a worm-based deck that just pretty much deals with banishing. And some of the cards that we're going to need are Tyrant Dragon, Metaphys Metaphys, Daedalus, Ragnarok, and Decoy Dragon. You can also run the one option of the Metaphys Horse if you would like. Ace to Metaphys is a 3 of. I'm not sure of Vector, but I know Ascension and Dimension are ones that you run. So Metaphys has always been an interesting deck because no one really plays it, but there's that player base that does, if that makes any sense. So we have tons of things to go off of, but also there's many different versions of the deck. So I kind of want to just do the standard version that nearly everyone runs, but also we could put in a twist because that would be interesting to say the least. Now, some of the things that does backfire with the deck are things like Pot of Desires, because those banish face down, and you don't really want to banish stuff face down. So that's one thing to take into consideration, and let's get right into it. So our hand trap lineup is going to be something like this. Dimension Shifter is the best hand trap that you can run, next to something like Ash Blossom, which I'm going to put in the side right now, and Impermanence. Also, I'm going to grab back those Decoy Dragons for later, just in case if we have space for them. Now, we don't run the level 10 because the level 10 is not that good, and let's see what else we can put in. So, Necroface is going to be a instant 3 of for the deck. And with how I feel, Pot of Desires is not that good. While we can run things like Pot of Disparity or the Pot of Extravagance, because those utilize the extra deck more instead of banishing stuff from the main deck. After that, we are going to run the one soul copy of Gold Sarcophagus. This is a one of because Thunder Dragon, but it's still a good card nonetheless. Dimension Fissure is another card as well. And Macrocosmos. So that's pretty much our base lineup. Now we start filling the deck with things. One of the things we can do, we can run our lovely little friends, Pot ofs, the pots. We have Pot of Prosperity. You can't draw cards by card effects the turn you activate this, but we are probably run Pot of Extravagance and the Pot of Duality so we could dig into the deck deeper. And Extravagance banishes 6 from the extra deck, draw 2. Pot of Duality digs into the deck by 3. I wish we could run Pot of Prosperity, but we can't. Or we could do the Pot of Duality, Pot of Prosperity, but for now, I think the Pot of Duality goes to the side, just in case. Because I want to fill up the deck a little more, then see where we're at. Now, the field spell is interesting. Metaphys Factor. Each turn, one level 5 or higher Metaphys monster you normal summon can be summoned without tributing, but banish it during the end phase of your turn. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to your Metaphys monster's effect activations. So the field spell is actually pretty nice, along with the terraforming. So those are just going to get slotted right in. Now, if we were playing the Decoy Dragon, we would definitely go into Metaphys Horus. It's going to be there, but once we summon it, it's in the extra deck for a while, or in the extra deck at all. And I think that's where Pot of Prosperity helps, I think. After that, let's get to the last of the cards. We only have 5 spots left. I think Ash, actually, Imperm's better, but Ash still can activate. So we have the Imperms. Ash still can activate because this doesn't have to discard itself to the graveyard. So I think Ash would be fine in the main deck as well. And then finally after that, we have the Metaphys Decoy Dragon. I'm just going to run 1. Now, after that, let's just work on the extra deck a little. So we're going to run the 1 Omega because it's there. And then let's run some Nightmares. So 2, 2, and 2, because that's pretty much the most optimal, along with an Appaloosa. Afterwards, we can run things like Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon, since Ragnarok is a tuner, and I feel like we don't actually need Metaphys Horus. While Chaos Dragon is a powerful card, because Ragnarok plus a Necrophase is a free mill of 5, so you can banish later. Other cards you can run are things like Soul Release, but I feel like Chaos Ruler is there, as we can banish the Necrophase and the Ragnarok later on. Or the Dimension Shifter. And then finally, the last 3 cards, I think I'm just going to put in Double Borreload Savage, just in case. Now, this is another reactive deck. I don't like testing reactive decks on how to deck build, but let's just do a test stand to see what it can do. We have Necrophase, Gold Sark, and Pot of Extravagance. I think we're going to Pot of Extravagance first by banishing 6. And then we draw 2, and Decoy and Defizz. So we're going to activate our Metaphys spell, activating Defizz, activating, or setting our trap, activating Gold Sark. And this is where we could banish off a Necrophase. Necrophase triggers, and we get the effect, but that's fine. And did we get any effects? I think we would get 1. No, we won't. And I'm trying to think what else we could do. I think we could just keep it there. We could set our Necrophase. It's going to get banished in pretty much past turn. And we could activate our Ascension, banish that, and we get the banish of Metaphys. And I feel like we're just going to banish a I think it's, yeah, Metaphys. This gets triggered, change position, blah blah blah. And standby phase hits, we get some effects. We get this, and this allows us to add a Ragnarok to our hand. We get the Decoy Dragon effect because it was banished to summon it. And Necrophase is on 1, then we're going to null summon out Ragnarok. Ragnarok triggers, and we get to banish. Yeah, we're getting everything. So what I'm going to do is go up into a Chaos Ruler. Necrophase gets the trigger, and we get to activate the effect of this. And we get AD Shifter, Daedalus, Tyrant Dragon. I think we're going to grab the Tyrant Dragon. Everything gets banished, and we get more banished. Ascension triggers, and we get to add, I'm going to add a Ragnarok. I'm surprised we have so much. One thing I like about this, it banishes to draw 1, so it triggers your effects next turn, and then we could just attack for 3,000. This deck is going to get my friend super excited. And now we get a load of effects. Tyrant Dragon shuffles back in, so we can summon out Tyrant Dragon. Then we can use the effect of Metaphys, shuffle that back in, and we get to add to our hand a Ascension. Then we get another effect of our lovely Daedalus. Daedalus gets to banish a Metaphys for next turn, and then we get the Metaphys effect. So we can add a Ragnarok to our hand, so it's pretty much we're getting Ragnarok as fast as we can, and Daedalus gets the effect. Shuffle back in, you banish the Tyrant Dragon. And then end phase hits, because we're in a control spot, and we get our lovely Necrophase back. And this is where things are going to get fun. So Tyrant Dragon grabs out a Daedalus, and then Tyrant Dragon adds out, or special summons, a Ragnarok for free. Ragnarok triggers, we banish 3. Then we get to normal summon out a Necrophase. Use the effect to shuffle everything back in. And this is pretty much game. And as you can see, this deck is more reactive to proactive, so it is a little hard testing it, but this shows a little of what the deck can do. And if you want, at the end of the turn, or during main phase 2, you just summon out the Appaloosa, and we just have a fun time. We get the Factor, activate the Factor, and then we get so much more. It's just advantage. And this is going to be an interesting deck to show up here and there. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you want to see more like this, please hit that like button down below. If you want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video.